When my girlfriend told me her old friend from back home needed a place to crash, I didn't even blink. I said yes without thinking. I wanted to be the supportive, everything's chill boyfriend, even when he showed up with 2 suitcases and a bottle of wine for her, barely looking at me. The first night, the two of them talked for hours in the kitchen after I went to bed. I told myself I was being paranoid, but the tension in the apartment was thick enough to choke on. Every time I walked into a room, they'd stop talking, eyes starting like they'd been caught doing something illegal. A week in, the weirdness escalated. I'd come home and find them cooking together, laughing about private jokes in a language I barely understood. She brushed off my questions, saying I was being jealous and possessive. Then, I heard them fighting behind the locked bathroom door, voices low but frantic. After that, things got weirder. He started paying part of the rent in cash, and she suddenly had new clothes and a fancy new phone. My gut screamed something was off, but every time I tried to talk to her, she'd flip it on me, accusing me of not trusting her. It all blew up when a letter arrived from immigration addressed to him, but using our address. She snatched the envelope before I could read it, insisting it was just some paperwork. But later that night, I heard them arguing, her voice cracking as she hissed, "If they find out, we're screwed." I confronted her, and she finally snapped, confessed that they were actually married, and the whole friend story was to cover up their scam. She begged me not to tell, swearing she loved me and that I was the only one for her, but her eyes were wild and desperate. Standing there, I realized I was just a character in their story, and my apartment, my trust, my whole life for the last year had been collateral in their game. The real twist? I couldn't even figure out if I was more angry at her betrayal, or at myself, for wanting so badly to believe I was special, that I'd ignored every single red flag waving in my face.